just taken some liquidity from here, took some liquidity from here. Yeah, we can see this market if we look over here. I'm on a 2 and 3 minute time frame. We can see a manipulation end pattern taking that liquidity. On the 3 minute, let's have a look at the 4. Let's have a look at the 5. You can also see on a 5 minute time frame and a 4 minute time frame in different iterations. After taking this liquidity from above a previous session over here, which I believe was a previous London session, and it's taken a previous New York as well. Yep, here was a previous New York. Okay, and prior to that, we had this huge wick over here as part of the London session previously. The market's gone all the way up there, taken those liquidity from those areas. Okay. And we've seen a reaction with a break of structure in the way we want to see it. However, like I said, we're watching it. We're trying to be nimble, trying to read and react to what the market does. Okay. And, we might see this market tap back in here on the 3 minute time frame. It might decide to tap back in here. On the 5 minute time frame, if we're saying it's a 5 minute break, then the market may also decide to tap back in around this kind of area in here. Okay. We will see. We shall see. We shall see. All right. But I'm definitely got an eye on it. I'm looking at my other screen. So if you see I'm off the screen, I'm still looking at it on my other screens. I'm also, like I said to you, he's also looking at GU. Now, I did take a trade earlier, GU, which is from up here all the way down to here, which is a good trade. Didn't catch it on the way. Well, I caught it a little bit. Didn't catch it on the way up. Caught it a little bit on the way up. All right. But I'm a bit concerned about what it's doing. Like, I don't know why we've took the liquidity from up here. Nam. Took the liquidity from up down here. Nam. Now we're back up here making, I don't know. And when you look at the bigger picture, have a look. The bigger picture is this market is, really up close or near or in a premium kind of range, kind of up into these levels over here. Okay, let's go to a 1 hour time frame. I want you to try and look through all of the scribbles and understand what's happening. All right. So what's happening is this. That white line is a premium area. Have a look. Can you see? There's a premium area. It's at the top of this range. It's white, right? This white line is top of the range. The range, is something like this. Okay. And we know that this is the last high, that's the highest high, and this is the swing low. This is the swing high, this is the swing low. This market's allowed to come all the way back up in here. Like I said, once it doesn't break this level here, we would still have a lower high. All right. Hope that makes sense. Hope my music's not too loud. Let me see if I can touch it now a bit. Is my music okay, or is it too loud? Is it okay, or is it too loud? Is it okay? Let me know.
It's a calm level still. If you turn it down by maybe 1.
Okay, all right. Down a little piece. Want it to be background. All right. All right. So therefore, this market, is in a premium, and as I've been saying for the longest time, I'm interested in selling this market. All right. I want to sell it. Okay. I want to sell it. 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 I do. Okay. I want to get rid of it. I want it to just dump off, go to hell. All right. However, the market has been doing whatever it wants to do. Okay, it's been doing whatever it wants to do, and for that reason, we have to read and react to what it does. We can't just go by what we want it to do. Okay, can't just go by what we want it to do. Right, so if you can see it on a smaller time frame here, I'm just drawing some lines. We're at the top in that premium, and we're actually at the top in that premium, and we're also at the top of this little, energy of this market making some higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and a higher low and a higher high. Now that market is definitely bullish, pushing up and up and up, making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, is it potentially that the market wants to make a higher low now, or wants to make a lower low now? Either way, the sell seems to be the more desired trade in my opinion. Okay. I said a bit earlier, I'm not certain about the direction. Okay. That was when it was mucking around, but then it broke structure now, even after doing that. Because like I said, I already got the sell trade this morning. That sell trade this morning was a 2 grand plus trade, maybe like a 1-2. What's going on there? Like a 1 to like 7 or 8 trade. Okay, but then it took the liquidity from below, and we seen a reaction, as we know, as I knew it was going to do. Hence the reason that's why I closed that out. That's why I moved my stop. Now I didn't see a clean. There was a entry here. I didn't catch it. I was looking at something else. There was an entry. Have a look. After the liquidity was taken, the market did make a manipulation W here on the 3-minute time frame. Okay, after taking liquidity, and then there was an entry, which is that arrow of the market tapping it. I wish I did catch it, because boom, pushed all the way back up to where it came to. Now from here, I'm concerned, and this is when I've said I wasn't too sure about the direction. Okay. Because he's taken the liquidity from here, ran in the opposite direction. Took liquidity from here, ran in the opposite direction. But the next liquidity level is in space. As in, when I say liquidity level, from a previous session. Obviously, there's other areas of liquidity, but from a previous session, that next liquidity level is all up there, all the way up there, in intergalactic space. Yeah? Do I think that market's going all the way up there? I hope not. Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to. Look how far back I'm having to look to even get the data. You know, I hope not, but it's not impossible. Okay, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. But I hope not. All right. So that's my concern. That's why I put the question marks in there. That's why I'm not too sure of what this market actually wants to do right now. Now, if it does start breaking structure bullishly, I will be in for the buy, and I'll be riding it to try and get all the way up into these levels. All right. I will be in for the buy. I will read and react to what the markets do, and I will be in for the buy. But at the moment, it's done the wigwam. It's taken liquidity from both sides of here and here, the Asian session. All right, the Asian session high was taken pretty early. The Asian session low was taken in London, as though it wants to potentially keep pushing up. And we can see reasons that the market might tap in and push up higher. And we can see reasons why the market may, decide that it wants to come lower. So I'm not too certain about the direction here. That's my honest opinion. All right. In regards to US 30, have a look how right in the area you saw me in this morning draw this magnet. This magnet was me telling you guys, without telling you guys, that even though the price was down here, there was a draw on price which is up here, this liquidity, all right? And we can see how the market took that liquidity, with a little bit of wicks here, and started creating some breaker structure manipulation. M patterns on the 5-minute time frame, on a 3-minute time frame, on a 2-minute time frame. Well, that's maybe not 2 minute, all right? And therefore, we've seen this manipulation breaker structure M, and the market had a reaction here. All right, so nice bit of displacement, nice red candles, 5, 10, 15 minutes of red candles, big break in here. And I'm saying that their potential entry could be if this market comes back and kicks into this space here. I'm already in. I got in an advanced entry, which I will teach you guys how to do, okay? But my stop's in a safe place, and I'm expecting it to kick back. Yeah, I'm expecting the market to kick back on us and give you a potential entry. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Okay, now in regards to gold, I'm also expecting for gold to kick back and give an entry, or if it doesn't, to give an ICC indication correction continuation entry. Let me show you it. Here we've seen all these breaks, but we also have got a big 15-minute break that I identified in here, yeah, on a 15-minute time frame. What does that mean? That means that this whole leg that broke, this middle structure, all right, that whole leg that broke that middle structure, this whole candle is potential entry area, and the market has pushed up and wicked past 50% of that whole leg. So don't get it twisted right now. Though we might be thinking it wants to tap all the way into here, if this market comes and closes below this level here, because this is an indication below this structure, this is a correction, the continuation closure below here, you know, should come anyway to take this liquidity below Asian sessions. I'm going to take a jab at that point. Yeah, now it might do one of two things. It might do this, which is a concern. Come and close below here, take the liquidity, and then kick back at it. That's actually what I think it's going to do. Like, I think it might do this. All right, it might come right now, anytime now, come and close below this level, boom, which would be an indication, correction, continuation, it would, but then kick all the way back up into these type of areas for our potential entry. Now, the problem with gold is that it's in an all-time high. So when, it was. So when you look up to the left, there's no information. So I'm kind of taking a bit of a one-sided gamble that the market might want to retrace after being so expensive. Okay, look, if I go to my daily time frame, look left, can't see nothing. Go to my weekly time frame, meaning every candle's a week in time. Look left, can't see nothing. Go to a monthly candle, every candle's a month in time. There is no information left because this is new ground. Up here is new ground. Yeah, so I'm banking on this way that this market's made a 15-minute breaker structure manipulation M, taking liquidity, and a 5-minute and a 3-minute and a 2-minute. Lots of energy showing like it wants to sell off here. So I really want to get in for the sell. Yeah, the fact that I'm not in it already was just I wasn't there. I want to see a smaller manipulation M here, because if you want to see it, have a look. Let's look on the 2-minute time frame. Market came up here, made a lovely manipulation M right there. Look, after taking liquidity levels that I identified, you can see the dotted red line. That really should have been my entry, but I wasn't present, and I didn't place no kind of limit orders. That should have been my entry, and if that was, I'll be over the moon right now. As the market pushed down into here, what is that? 1 to 13. I would have been lovely. I would have been over the moon right now. We're seeing now it pushing down here. Okay. Capturing that liquidity. Now the problem is that I'm not certain that this market is going to kick back on me, and I don't want to miss it. The jab I would take would be something like this, on the basis if it closes here in the next 30 seconds, on the basis of indication, correction, and a continuation play. Okay. Let's say, for example, you can see here indication of 5-minute closing below this structure, correction, continuation if it closes in the next 15 seconds below here. But I am concerned because I actually think it wants to do this. I want to think it'll take some liquidity from below this level here and kick all the way back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do both of them. All right, I'm going to take a small jab. Okay, here. I'm going to take a small jab here. I'm just measuring this out, seeing how big this is. I've got my cashback forex calculator is open. If you think I'm just guessing what my lot size is, I'm guessing. Trust me. You know, may take a small jab here. All right. If this candle closes on what time frame do I want to see it close? I want to see it close on at least a 5-minute closure, which is done. It's done it here. It's had a closure here, 5-minute closure, and now it's taking liquidity. So I'm going to take a very small jab. When I say very small, I mean very small. Okay. But I actually don't think that the market's just going to run and do what I want it to do now. All right. So this is my small jab I'm taking. I think the market may, and I'm going to watch it on a smaller time frame. On the 1 minute, if my screen wants to, give me that. All right, and I'm waiting to see if I see a manipulation W pattern form, because I believe that it would make sense if this market did this. I just don't know when it's going to do it. Yeah, it could decide it wants to push down. We're currently 50% of a previous London session, or just about. Okay, we've just taken liquidity from an Asian session. We've hit all-time highs. We've got manipulation W's on a big time frame, in a 15-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute time frame. We've got all of this imbalance in here. This makes sense of the market doing this. Coming back out and in here, making a nice breaker structure, manipulation W, pushing back up into here, tapping into some imbalances and bigger manipulation M patterns, and then trying to come down here on the basis that this market is just so damn expensive. And now people are trying to take profits and sell off gold. Okay, that's what I'd like to see happen. But just because that's my thesis, and that's my little, story that I'm telling, does that mean that it has to do that? No. Doesn't have to do that. Can do what the hell it wants to do. My GBP USD is doing what I think it may be doing, which I said, over here. This market came in here. I took a lovely sell this morning very early on in the day, all the way down to here. And then there was a potential buy entry, which I didn't catch the whole buy entry, but I was quite concerned when this market came up here and started making manipulation M patterns here. Another manipulation M pattern here, and I actually got into this trade about up here, all right, and I am in profit. I'm concerned that I don't know if this overall push, this market wants to push up here, but if I think US 30 is coming down, there's a very high possibility GU is coming down as well, because sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, it's not definitive, but sometimes they will move the same. Yeah, they move the same. A lot of the time they do. We can go and test that by simply placing one trade on top of the other, one market on top of the other, by using this plus tool. All right, so if I go on this plus tool here and then I add, US 30, I'm basically superimposing one market on top of the other market, and then I can go through my time frames and look to see, do these markets move similarly? All right, and if you can see, they are similar. Yeah, they are similar. If you look at certain points here, the high points are the high points in here matching up with high points in here. Are the low points in here matching up with low points in here. Are the low points over here matching up with the low points over here. So you can see that similar movement. Of course, sometimes you can see it a bit more erratic, but look how this market dived off here. Boom, look at the blue. I know it's a bit difficult. You're looking at the blue and the purple line. Dived off here, so did the other purple line dive off here. So they do move similar. Do you understand? That's the only point of what I've just done, is I'm trying to work out, like, if I'm looking at US 30, which I don't know, I'm not. It's not a foregone conclusion that US 30 is going to just do what I say it's going to do. But if I believe it may do that, look, have a look. Push down here, which I said, okay. Now we're kicking back potentially into this area for a potential entry. Yeah, if I truly believe that that's what that market may do, and then continue coming down maybe, all right, for the sell, then maybe GU energy, what I'm saying here, is also going to be for the sell, it trying to come down here and run and take some previous session liquidity. Maybe. Same thing with gold. The issue with gold is gold, and as typically we've seen gold, when gold's going one direction, the indices are supposed to go in the opposite direction, but that hasn't been the case recently. Yeah, recently they've been moving in the same direction. I've been taking trades where I'm going to gold buy, and I'm in a US 30 buy, and they're both doing madness. Yeah, so there's been a change there. There's been some sort of move, and we can again test that by adding, superimposing. This is the gold market, superimposing US 30 on top of the market, and just seeing that recently. Now, there's other ways you can do this. You can use correlations. Yeah, you can use correlation graphs to see. But look, can you see how we're low here? We're low here, we spiked down here, we spiked down here. They've been moving very similarly, all right? This is the way we can do this. Like I said, there's other ways, there's correlation charts that can be used. But so let's have a look right now. We're tapping into that potential area of US 30. Let's have a look. I'm gonna drop my time frame down. Now we're in there. And I want to see what's happening in the, to the candles here. Like, what's happening here? What kind of, we're in this area now. Look, if I go into if you want to go to a 2-minute time frame, sorry, it was a 3-minute time frame, potential area here of the middle of our M. Okay, looking on a candle perspective, what's happening to the candles here? Are we seeing some breaker structure? Are we seeing some bearish engulfing candlestick patterns? Are we seeing some wick rejection? You know, I'm looking here. We're at the top of this little range. If you want me to draw it like so, have a look. Kind of like this. Kind of like this, where, you know, we actually pushed outside of that little range here. And I'm just looking to see like what is happening. What is going to be happening right now in these candles. We can see a little gap. And this is on 30-second time frame now. It doesn't mean anything. That could just come from a wonder, but I'm gonna mark it anyway because I'm looking for an excuse to back up, you know, what I think may be happening. So I've seen this gap. Maybe this is just a nonsense from a wonder. Maybe it's the truth from a wonder. Who knows? Okay, who knows? Okay, now I'm on a very small time frame here, looking into things because I want to get in for a lovely, you know, sell position, you know, in gold. I do. I'd like to. You know, I'd like to hit a beautiful sell position in gold. Okay. Watching it, you know, I'm watching it right now, and have a look on the smaller time frame, 30-second time frame. We've seen a small reaction there. On a 1 minute time frame, we're seeing a little reaction in here. Try and keep your eyes peeled. I know it's a bit difficult when I've drawn so much stuff over my charts. I'll try and clean it for you. Clean out that line here. I'll even try and clean that. What is this bigger box here? I'll try and get rid of that box. All right. We are watching it right now. All right. I'm very interested in getting in here for the sell. I thought it was going to do exactly what it's done. We pushed down here. We came back in here. I said this all ahead of time. You guys were on the session. The question is, is it going to actually play out and do what I think it's going to do now? Is it going to turn around now? Is there an entry there right now, and can we get in? All right. But there has been a reaction, and we can just, like I said to you, take a jab after the market's tapped into this area. We can do, you know, there's not a problem with you doing that, but in my opinion, you must jab, all right? Because it might not give us a beautiful M breaker structure there as it taps in. You know, that US 30, it just might not give us, you know, exactly what it is that we think that we want to see. It might just tap in and leave. All right, it might just tap in and leave. And that's why, like I said to you, what we need to be able to jab. All right, now the power of the jab, if you didn't see it from Daniel Dubois the other day, okay, is that it lets you gauge the distance. It lets you gauge whether or not the market is, you know, reacting. Is it doing what you think it's doing? It's like you're putting a little feeler. Yeah, you're kind of putting a little feeler. You've run the bath, and you've kind of like, you know, you've put a finger in first to just find out, you know, is it the right temperature? Like you're kind of seeing. Now, can you take an L on your jab? Of course you can. All right. But I've already just said that this is what I thought this market was going to go and do. All right. Similar with, like I said to you, this sort of gold energy. So therefore, right now, everything that we're doing right now is watching to see if our ideas, gold energy, is watching to see whether our ideas are going to manifest. All right. So obviously, like I said to you over here, look, what did I say? I said we've just seen this liquidity taken and potentially see a reaction from here. Well, look, the liquidity was taken over here, and we've seen a reaction from there. Can I see a potential where I would have gotten in, looking for what I look for? Not on the 1 minute time frame. Maybe on the 30-second time frame if I was looking at a 30-second time frame, but then again, it hasn't tapped in. So though it's done what I thought it was going to go and do, all right, look, I thought it was going to go and do this path, as in take the liquidity from below this level here. Whoops. That's not what I want to do. Take the liquidity from this level here, which we've seen happen. I think that potentially this market could kick up into here, and I just can't see an entry. It would be nice to have seen a beautiful breaker structure manipulation W here. I can't see a clean one. Can't lie to you. I can't see a very clean one. There's potentially one here, but it's very vague, very obscure. Oops, it's very obscure if there's an entry around about here. I'm gonna look at it on my MT5 to see if it's a little bit clearer at all. I'm gonna look on my MT5 to see if it's a little bit clearer, and it's no clearer on my MT5. Okay, maybe there's an entry over here, okay, where we can see a slight kink in the armor, where the market pushed up. Oops. Where the market pushed up in here, came down, pushed up a little bit, then pushed down, and then pushed past this level, but it's quite obscure. It's not very clear. You can see huge displacement, of course we can. Huge displacement in here. So, you know, this market coming back down into any of these levels here, it may be an entry. It's just difficult for me to say it's clean and it's clear and that's an obvious entry. But we did definitely say that this was going to occur. This capture of liquidity. Another potential entry with less confluence would have been seeing this bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Can you see it? This is the candle in here. Then we've seen this bearish engulfing candlestick. That could have been for somebody a signal to get in. Could have been, not necessarily my signals, all right? Just a bearish engulfing, but for somebody it is, and they would have been prosperous if they just said, okay, they saw this candle close here and they just hit entry. Then it's entered like this. Oops. They just entered like this. I've had it the wrong way around all this time. Entered like this. There's stop below here. Maybe. For somebody that's going to be an entry, not for me. Yeah, it's not necessarily an entry for me. Of me just saying, yep, that's it, and then I'm just getting in on the basis that I see that. That's not an entry for me. I look for some other tingalings, okay? And like I said to you, the gold jab is going to be proven wrong any minute now, which is fine because it was a gold jab, as I mentioned. It's not any minute now, but we're waiting for this gold jab to see if it breaks above here, because it's also on a smaller level, you know, been making these. Have a look at it in a 2-minute time frame. Lovely manipulation M pattern here, but it's just in the middle of nowhere. So therefore, it's not that valid. I really think this market might come up in here and tap into the manipulation M patterns that were made after liquidity was taken and it hadn't tapped in. I just can't see an entry to tell you guys to get in for the buy. At the moment, I can't see a clean entry to say, yep, apart from that bullish candle engulfing candlestick pattern down here. And if I maybe drop to my 30-second time frame, there's a manipulation W, but it didn't tap in. Yeah. So therefore, it's easy me just turn around and saying blah, 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 blah. But if you can't see how you actually would have entered in real life, then it doesn't, like, who cares? It's like, it's magic. It's the one that got away. All right. So right now, like I said, you're watching this, and I think this market may continue going all the way up into here for a potential entry. Can you see? Marked it out here from a long time ago. Either up here, even possibly down here. Sorry. Yeah. So we're gonna have to watch this one. All right. We have to watch this one. All right. It's pushing in the wrong direction. All right. Let's have a look at our US 30. US 30 has gone very, very deep here. I'm very concerned about it now. Okay, so like I said to you, with the US 30 scenario, you know, I was looking at it like around this area of here, the point of interest that we may have seen this market turning around and doing something. But at the moment, we push very deep here. To me, we're gonna push and we're gonna take these highs. Okay, now all that means is that it didn't like the way this liquidity was taken here. It wasn't taken enough. We didn't push past that liquidity area enough. Yeah, like, you know, we came all the way up here. We took this New York high, we took a London high, but this was a little wick. The way we took this other little liquidity was a little bit of wicky. Maybe there was still a lot more stops above here that this market, you know, is not happy with, because it came all the way down here and it actually sat on a previous battlefield, yeah, where people are going to turn around and say where, you know, resistance becomes support. That's what happened over here. All right, came all the way down and sat down on this previous Asian session high area, and it's had a reaction. This is showing bullish momentum. I can't lie. It's showing that the market made a higher high, higher low, sat on this level, and continue pushing up bullishly. And the problem with US 30 that I have, which I was saying earlier, is that when we look at it on a bigger picture, even though I want it to turn around, we are sitting in a on the discounted line, which is this yellow line. We're sitting in a discounted area. That's the problem. It's a problem with US 30 that we are sitting in that discounted area, which is on this line. Obviously up here is a premium on this line, but we are sitting on this area. So that's the concern. The concern is when we've seen all these equal highs, all of these highs here, look, highs, equal highs, blah, 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 that this is a big pull, a big draw on liquidity, it's a big liquidity draw. All right, here, this is a big liquidity draw. Let's brighten it up on liquidity. Yeah, and though we might see the market do a little, dip its toe over here, push above it a little bit here, but it may want to keep pushing up. The magnet is pulling it in that direction. That's where the magnet is pulling it. So right now, the fact that market's come all the way up to there hasn't quite, broken it definitively yet. But, I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm concerned. I have been looking at it. Was a lovely push all the way down here. But it being back up here and not tapping in around here and turning around like here, see this little reaction here, that would have been fine if from here we and then started falling off. It being up here, it being up here was a bit of a concern. I cannot lie to ya. It being up here and not turning around from this first little reaction is a concern, and it makes me think to myself that maybe I'm incorrect and the energy, this market wants to do something else and keep pushing up. All right, now I'm gonna be a little bit wary about it because I don't like the way this took the liquidity here. This little wick here is all that took the liquidity. So I'm thinking to myself, did that really take the liquidity, or was that just ramping? This little wick, did this ramp? And maybe now we're gonna come and take the liquidity properly, make a manipulation M, and then fall off. That's the concern. All right, that is the concern. Now, for me personally, it's a little bit iffy. All right, I don't know. Right, we just had a closure above this level here. All right, this is a definite, it's taking some liquidity. It's closed up here. Okay, what are we gonna do next? The question is, are we just gonna make an indication, correction, continuation play and keep getting bullish into new territory, into new ground? Or are we now going to make this manipulation? And see, when we fell all the way down here in London session, yeah, which is this morning from 7, we didn't, it's not to say that we went and we took liquidity from anywhere lower. You know what I mean? We didn't take liquidity from anywhere lower. We didn't come all the way down here to Asian session lows. We came and sat on a previous battlefield here. Like we wasn't done. Remember what we spoke about our previous battlefield? Brenda came over here, checked, was checking for, the dead and the wounded and if there's any soldiers. And then we continued our journey. And our journey is always about liquidity. So the question is that, is this play up here just us really taking the liquidity properly? Or is it that we actually got a bigger plan that we want to go up here to some new territories up in here in space? This is the question. Yeah, I cannot lie to you. This is the question. It's not obvious, and what makes it more difficult is, like I said to you, is these territories that we're in. When you look left, there's no information. Yeah, these are new all-time highs, new areas of previous energy that we don't know whether this market wants to keep moving up. Maybe now is the time when our bias, have a look. We have had a little better reaction there. Let me see. We'll see. This is the time when we might look at the fundamentals. Fundamentally, should the US 30 stocks be, keep pushing up fundamentally? Yeah, is there good fundamentals behind those top 30? Keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Is there earnings coming out for anything? And these are things we can start questioning now, because from a technical side of things, we don't have a lot of information. from a technical, let me say that one more time, from a technical perspective, there isn't a huge amount of information that we have because we cannot look left historically and see what prices did at these values. Historically, we don't have that information. Okay, so right about now, though I've got this here, just as easily as that's there, this could be the setting. The market just wants to rage, keep pushing up, and go into some new levels. Very, very possible. Like right now, this is indication correction. In the next 11 seconds, a continuation play, or it's the right shoulder of a manipulation M. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna trade what I see. Okay, so I'm going to trade what I see. I'm gonna go there, and I'm also, if it's a small jab, if I see it breaking structure on a manipulation M pattern, then I'll be in the other way. Okay, then I'll be in the other way. Okay, but at the moment, this is new territory. It's very hard for you to trade because there's no information left. All right, I'm looking at this figure to myself, we could do this, and we could just as easily do this. I'm being honest with you. I'm not trying to sell you a dream. I don't know. All right. All I know is the market has been extremely bullish. We're in all-time highs. Where I thought this market was going to tap in here. See here, we had this reaction in here to this manipulation M pattern. That was a bigger manipulation. With a smaller manipulation M within a bigger manipulation M within a, you know, and it didn't. It's pushed past there. Brrr, well, that's making me think to myself, like, what the hell? Now, that could be manipulation from the institutions. Could be. Saying we're going to dump this to hell, but let's really take out the liquidity first. Could be. Yeah, but true, I don't know. I can only trade what I see. And at the moment, the only thing I've seen here is indication, correction, continuation play. Okay, breaking this structure because the liquidity has been taken already. In my opinion, why are you coming back up here? If you're a thief, then you've stolen liquidity already from above this level here, and above this level here, and above this level here. Why are you back? Maybe there's something else for you, some other pot of gold up here that somebody told you about. That's what I'm thinking. This here was the definitive moment when that market came and you know, just pushed past all of these levels. It was a definitive moment there for me. Now, does this mean it's going to keep going in like a moon, like to the moon? Well, I don't know. This is the problem. We don't know because we got nothing to measure it by. So, you know, though I've taken a jab here for the buy and it's in the blue. Okay, cool. But I don't know whether when that's going to end. What I will be looking for when it's going to end is a manipulation breaker structure yeah, with some displacement. If I see that happening, then I'll take my profits or I'll get out of the trade. Okay? But the reality is we don't know. All right. Let's have a quick look glimpse at gold. Like I said to you, look, that gold jab that was taken was based upon it not breaking this structure because it came down here. This was an indication, correction, continuation play, but the jab was because we just took liquidity from here. Have a look. And because we've taken that liquidity from here, we know the market likes to run in opposite direction, which it did. Brrr. Now I've got some entries up here, this green block here, this green block here, and that's what I was saying that I think this gold market wants to do. But I took a small jab anyway, just in case it says, no, we're not doing that now, Jay. We're going to do that later. We'll do that later in the week. We're going to come back for these areas. Maybe what we want to do right now, Jay, is we actually want to keep pushing down here, take these, you know, these previous London session lows, and then we're going to come up in here. I don't know. I took the jab, very small position based upon an indication, correction, continuation play on a 5-minute time frame. All right, disclosure over here was the continuation, but with my stop above this high, and it's just a jab. And to be fair, it's come very, very deep, and I think I'm going to get stopped out. I thought I was going to get stopped out a bit earlier, but it didn't stop me out. It's just been dancing there. Yeah, but you know, this here line here is what I think the market's going to do. We've already done the first bit of it, which is this bit here, taking the liquidity. I do think we're going to do this. Why? We can see all this imbalance up here. We can see manipulation M patterns on a 15-minute here. Yeah, going down to a 5-minute here. With another manipulation M's in here, going down to 3-minute patterns in here. Lovely manipulation M's in here, going down to 2-minute patterns in here. More manipulation M's that were tapped in. Look, that would have been my entry, all the way down to here. I missed, which I was teaching. all right, all the way down here, all right. Now, the next time we come up here, is it the case that we're trying to tap in like this smaller M's been tapped already, but do we want to tap this bigger manipulation M that we've done on a 5-minute time frame, tap into these kind of areas and then keep coming down? I don't know because this is new territory. This is gold's in all-time highs. Everything's at all-time. Everything's expensive, guys. Everything's expensive. Not even at the supermarket. Everything everywhere is expensive. You see? Everything. Gold, US 30, everything. So I don't know. It's me being honest. All right? I don't fully know. In GU, kicking back here, pushing up even higher again. Like I said to you again, that energy for GU is we don't know. Now, does this market want to come down? Because remember, I said to you, they move similar to US 30, and US 30 at the moment is pushing up. So, now I'd say to you guys, look, and the joke is today there isn't even that much news from what I can see. It's not a news-packed day. Oops. It's not a news-packed day, so it's like trade what you see, trade conservatively. Yeah, look, this news was the only bit of new red folder news today that already happened. IFO business climate came out worse than expected. Came out worse than expected, but yet we have seen EU raging. So I don't know if that's a good thing. Have a look at EU. From here, we've seen EU from down here didn't take Asian session lows. Yeah, which I thought it was going to do. Didn't take Asian session lows, and from here, it just raged. Took a New York session high over here, so this has been taken. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So that didn't happen. Right, like this. Took that level there. If you look left, also, took previous. Took some previous session highs, and now we're kind of in the middle of. Oh, sorry, that's not a session high. That's lunchtime. It's a mistake. I don't know why sometimes it does that. Get rid of that. But can use lunchtime as well. But either way, we've pushed up past this lunchtime high. The next high over here, which I said before, which is marked up on my other chart. I just don't know why it doesn't sync. So I swear, even when I refresh it, it doesn't sync up, which is annoying. If you can see here, if it allows me to put it down, it's not doing because I've got this as a percentage. Let me change that. What's going on here? Why isn't it letting me put it down? Let me put it down, please. Oh, you can see that those red lines, those liquidity lines, all the way up here. All right, that market could decide it wants to push up in there, which is all been identified. It's one thing you identify, and it's something else you finding out a way that you could get involved. You know what I mean? For me, there was definitely an entry here. Manipulation W on a 3-minute time frame, and that little arrow was your entry. The market pushed up there, boom, came all the way back down into this level closing imbalance in here, and it's now we're over here, but it's just not clear what this market wants to do. Why is it not clear? Because look here, this is higher high, this is a higher high, and then we made a lower low, and then we came and made an equal high, and it's like it's not clear. Do you understand why I'm saying it's not clear? The structure's not clear. Okay? Any questions about anything, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Anything that wants to be said today about the markets or about their trading, etc. My little US 30 jab is in the blue at the moment, and my gold hasn't quite stopped me out yet, which is good news. It's just been consolidating there. Look, my gold has just been consolidating here. Look, yeah, I still think it's going to probably push up, can't lie to you. It might push down first into this imbalance, but I don't trust it to just start running to hell. Okay, But, my stop is ultimately above this little high here. And it's just been dancing there looking at it for a little while. It's a small jab anyway, doesn't matter. But the point in the markets are not clear today.
I've got a question for you.
Let's go to it.
Since you've started trading London session, how has your trading been? What's the benefits you've been seeing in your journey?
I always catch a massive trade before 8 o'clock. Can't lie to you. It's the only reason why I've continued doing it. Yeah, I've continued doing it because I've clearly seen that I catch massive trades in the morning before anything. What I need to do is this: after I catch those massive trades, just to call it quits for the day. It's like I don't need to get involved again. But I have clocked, what I'm going to do is probably I'm going to pull up my history and try to do the stats for it. I catch big trades in the morning. Yeah. Between 7 and 9 o'clock. I'd probably catch bigger trades if I wasn't teaching. I'd catch more trades if I wasn't teaching from 8 to 9. Probably. Like, for example, I missed that gold entry and wherever it may be. But the point is, even from the morning, it's an easy way to frame the day, looking at Asian sessions. That's why I'm able to write in the morning. If you come in here early, normally Jiva's probably the first person, or Sister Abana's normally the first people in here. I will write in here what I'm looking at. Because I've already looked at it like, okay, this is interesting. We're close to the liquidity. This is interesting. We're close to liquidity. You know what I'm saying? I don't put in here for the sell, for the buy straight away because I got to see what it does, how it reacts. But this is what I'm looking at. This is why you see me split my screen. And on here, I've got EU, I've got GU. Why have I got EU and GU? Even though I'm saying I'm just looking at GU because I can use one to work off the other because they move like cousins. But you can see all here, my pairs is the US 30 and the gold. Yeah, so I have seen that every morning, more times out of 10, if you want me to say 8 times out of 10, I catch a big trade. So hence, that's the only reason I'm telling you guys, I love going to the gym in the morning. I'm just putting it there. I love going to the gym in the morning. It sets my whole day up. Yeah, I've been going to the gym when I can do, getting earlier. That means getting to the gym at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah. But certain times, if I don't get bed at the right time, which is my fault, I'm trying to fix that, trying to get to bed, yeah, then I will sacrifice going to gym in the morning to make sure I'm here for London session. And like I said, Sister Banner or Jiva, or whoever's there in the mornings can attest to seeing those big trades playing out, and they've been able to catch some of them as well. So for me, Jay, London session's a must. Even more so than I prefer London session more than New York session. New York session seems a little bit more hazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more hazy to me, New York session compared to London. London's clear. I see London very clean. I'll be like, boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, before you guys get on a call, I'm saying, yeah, I'm 1,200 up in the trade. How much times have I said that to you? I'm coming to the call and so for me,
many times.
Yeah, so for me, London session's a must. If you really want to go, for me personally, how I trade in my lifestyle, you understand what I'm saying? I don't say in my lifestyle, I wish, yeah, anyway, but London session's a must for me. Because for me as well, the reason why it's good for me, as from a lifestyle perspective, is that think about your life, your trading, your fundage, your own capital, or your whatever it may be. If I can take big trades from 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, the rest of the day is mine. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the day is mine, bro. Like, I don't have to be out here like, oh damn, I haven't taken no trades today because I woke up in the morning, badded up the place, and the rest of the day is mine. Yeah, you have to see it.
Amen to that.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's where you have to see it to believe it. So for me, seeing that potential of being able to do that and live that way is quite interesting to me. You know what I mean? Boom, man, I just caught a $3,000 trade in the morning. I mean, I don't need to do anything for the rest of the day. I can go back to sleep. Or I can do my other projects. Or I can, look after my kids and do whatever. So like I said to you, this is about, we're all learning how to trade for freedom, innit? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, remember, we're still working for our money by trading. Don't think that you're not working for your money by trading. You're still working for you're not making passive income. Yeah, not unless you're swing trading, you're just leaving your money to run. You are still actively working for your money. However, if I can actively work from 7 till 9, that's a bit of an improvement, right? Than working for the whole day. All right. So yes, answer to that question is, though it may sting, though people might find it difficult to get up in the morning, I have seen a clear benefit for the strategy of how I trade. Maybe for somebody else's strategy, maybe it's not the best. I don't really know. Good for them. All right. But for me, yeah, I've seen a benefit to it. And it's something that I am going to continue. And I'm trying to work my life around continuing to do so. Which it hurts to me. Like, really, my missus said to me, "Would I go gym afterwards? After I finished Breakfast Club?" And it sounds good in theory, but I've got other things doing, and it's kind of in the middle of the day. It's like I'm gymming in the middle of the day, which is a bit mad. It's only an hour. I suppose I can only go for an hour, so we'll work it out. But I'm saying yes. Answer to your question is yes, Jason.
Jay,
go on,
can you hear me?
Yeah, let's go.
For you. What time do you mark up your chart in the morning for the London session?
Between 6:30 and before 7 o'clock. So what does that mean? That means sometimes if I get to my computer late, I can do it in 5-10 minutes. I can blast, because I'm not looking at every single pair known to man. I look at GU, EU, US30, gold, NAS, maybe EJ. Now, even though that's a good few pairs, but I can very, very quickly blast through those to see which ones look tasty. So that means understanding this. It means market structure. Are we in a premium? Are we in a discount? That's the first thing I'm doing. Now, more times out of 10, Frankie, my thing's already marked up here. So on that basis, I know where GU is. GU's been in a premium. I know that already. Yeah. But if I'm seeing on a smaller time frame, a smaller structure, it's not doing it. So I mark that all up first. And then what's more important to me as a day trader now than the bigger picture market structure is liquidity. Yeah, is seeing where that liquidity is. You see, this morning, I put a little magnet here. It's here. This was at maybe like about 7 o'clock, like all the way over here. I put this magnet over here because this was the draw to liquidity. The market came up here, boom, and got in here. And I'm gonna let you know for free, I got an entry there to about $800-900. Took some partials, you might have heard the noise happening, and made this trade risk free. Thinking to myself that we're ready to go. We've taken liquidity. Hopefully we're gonna go and take the other side liquidity. When the market kicked back in here, I did see these breaker structure manipulation patterns in here on a larger time frame, and I thought maybe we'll tap in here. When we tapped in here, this red line, and had this reaction, I thought that was us, ready to go. But the market said, screw you, and pushed up here. But either way, like I said to you, like this here from here to here was still a very good trade, and a profitable trade. Yeah. And even though I took a jab when the market was here, if I take that money away from the, $900 that I made in here, I should tell a lie, it wasn't $900, it's less than that. All right. I'm still profitable for the day. All right. This now energy of it being all the way up here, which I already said to you, I traded it now. It broke this structure, indication, correction, continuation. I got in for the buy. So right now that US 30 position is up $300. But it's a small jab, and it's because I don't have any information. Yeah, I don't know where it's going to go. So that's why I can't be in there big, and I'm watching it keenly. Yeah. But yeah, so answer to your question is, I'm here anytime before 7 a.m. Now, sometimes we see things rocking and rolling from 7 a.m. and sometimes it doesn't. Like today, it didn't just kick off at 7 a.m. But if I'm not ready by 7 a.m., I might miss something. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I said, personally, anytime before 7 a.m., if I see manipulation M's that play out just before the 7 a.m., it's a point of interest of it tapping in. If I see it going, it hasn't taken the liquidity yet, then that is a point of interest. Now, what I'm trying to work at right now is how different markets react to a soft breach. Now, what I mean by soft breach, I mean that there's liquidity, but before London session opened, it started to leak past that liquidity. You see, like there was this high, this Asian session high over here. And before London session opened, we started to see this little, like the market kind of dribbling over here and doing something. Now, for me, what I've seen that means is that it doesn't care about this liquidity high. Yeah, it cares. It's going for the next one or the next one or whatever's above. Because the way I like to explain it is that you're a thief. You've broken into the house. and you've stole my Rolex off of the counter. Yeah. And then you leave the house back through the window, and then you came back and climbed back in the window. The only reason you came back in the window is because there was something else you wanted. Why are you back? You've got my Rollie. Leave. You're back because you just realized, or you saw something, and he's like, wait a minute, did I just see that my man had a Monet on the wall? You know, you came for the Rolex, you took the Rolex, but then you thought, is there a Monet? Yes, there is a Monet on the wall, and you're going for the Monet on the wall. Hence the reason I put the magnet there. So therefore, this now goes from being me looking for a manipulation M to trading an indication, correction, and continuation play. You see it? How I'm able to say, this market's coming up here, drawn to the liquidity. And it did go to the liquidity over here, this magnet. And it had a reaction from that liquidity, a really substantial one to be fair, but it just didn't keep going. Like it's still a thief. And instead it came and it sat on a previous battlefield, i.e. this previous Asian session high. Yeah. And then had a reaction in here, boom, boom, boom. And now we're pushing up here. And there was an entry even here. There was an entry here. Okay. And the market has continued to push up into these levels. Where is it going, this US 30? I don't know. Why don't I know? There is no information left. This is new ground. This is this market. Only thing I've got, this is the only thing I've got, is that we were at the bottom of this yellow range here. I've drawn in some of these trend lines. So there's one white one you can see here, and there's top of this yellow one here. The only thing I've got is maybe we're trying to get to the top of this yellow range, if I pull it out. How accurately drawn is this angle of the yellow range? Not very accurate. If you're asking me, not very accurate. Maybe we're trying to get to the top of this yellow range. Maybe we're trying to get to the top of this white range. How accurate is that other white range that I've drawn there? Not very accurate. It's just a guide. That's all I've got to go by at the moment. Because when I look left, look, this is the weekly chart, meaning every candle's a week in time. There's no weeks that have been up here. This is new ground. This is you going to buy bread, and bread is 84 pounds. And you're like, what the hell? How high can this go? It's no point every time you saying, right, it can't go any higher than 84 pounds. That's probably what you said at 82 pounds. That's probably what you said at 80 pounds. That's probably what you said at 79 pounds. But yet we're here and we're at 84 pounds. So who are you to know that the bread's going to stop going up? Even though you know it's expensive, how can you tell whether bread's going to stop going up? Because you're completely baffled at why it's 84 pounds anyway. You're like, rah, how's bread 84 pounds? Back in the day, it was £2 for a loaf, £3 for a loaf, or whatever it is. I don't know. So this is already a madness. But I'm just saying to you, I do not have the information to say bread's going to turn around at 87 pounds. How do I know that? I don't know. The only thing I can do is put some sort of guides in here, which are not drawn great, to be fair. When I look at it, I can draw them at a better angle. Okay, and say maybe from a psychological perspective, because remember, these markets are about psychology. Other people are seeing it at the top of this range, and maybe from the top of this range here, bread wants to come down here, even if it wants to go up. Maybe, but that is some loose, like, technicals. That is just like, boy, I don't know. So like I said to you right now, I'm in that US 30 for a buy. I'm $300 and something up, but it's completely risk-free. I don't know what it's going to do. That's just like a little moon bag, as they used to call it. Yeah, if you're trading cryptos, they call it a moon bag. That's just a moon bag. Some money that you've got in there, hoping that it, I don't know, something crazy happens. And I can't even see any news events today that might give it a reason for this market to either spike up or start spiking down. Like this is it. Look at it. Look at US 30. This is mental. This is the 5-minute time frame. Look at it. Green, 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 green. And this little doji in here is solid, and a little retracement. This is very clean market structure. Look, higher high, higher low, sitting on a previous high. Then it's just gone again. Green, 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 green. Like, what is to stop this now from coming down again, sitting down on a previous structure here, and then keep them going? I don't know. It's done it before. I just don't have a clue. I'm not going to be honest with you. I'm happy with the fact that it's still pushing up at the moment, giving me a little bit of money. And if it gets to a certain number, i.e. $1,000, that's my number, I'll just bag the $1,000. Because I really don't know. Like, I don't want to bag 250 now, to be fair. I don't really. But if I get to $1,000, I'll just bag the $1,000 on the basis that I'm just lucky. It's just a bonus. I'm happy that the universe gave it to me because I have no information. Yeah, same thing with gold. Yeah, gold above. No, gold's different. At the moment, it's different. Okay, but above this point over here, I have no information. It's all-time highs over here, if I remember, if I'm correct. Yeah, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's all-time highs over there. All-time highs. Look at that. What is this saying to you? This is saying to you, you should have assets, guys. You should have investments. That's what it's saying to you. Your gold chain is worth more money than it's ever been worth per ounce. It's saying to you, your investment in one of your top 30 companies is the most, valuable that it's been. That's what it means. And right now, what should you be doing then, guys? Let me ask you a question if you want to think logically. What should you be doing right now in a logical?
Sell.
Yeah, it's very possible that now this is the pressure that's onto you is, bro, I'm going to sell my gold chain now. Why? Because it's X amount of money per ounce, bro. It's never been this high ever before, ever. I want to get some money. I need money. Well, it's not about me waiting until next week. Next week, I don't know if it's good, but that's the gamble. Because maybe next week it does keep going up. Maybe gold just keeps going through up and up and up and up forever and ever and ever. Amen. Maybe, baby. I don't know. I can't tell you to thing. I don't know. But what I do know is if you're, interested in taking some profits, well, now is a good time to take profits. Unless you know something somebody else doesn't know. I'm trying to see why my lines are bent. That's a mistake. Yeah, unless you know something else that, someone doesn't know. Like, you're out here thinking to yourself, bro, have you seen my whatever US 30 stock is, whichever one, whatever it is? Wow, have you seen it? I'm like, yeah, it's doing really, really well. You're either going to say, no, I'm going to stay there because I believe that this is never going to end. Or you're going to be like, you know what? I think I might take a little profits. That pressure is there. That psychological pressure is there. Yeah, definitely. I believe so. Okay. When others are greedy, you should be. Finish my sentence. When others are.
I know what you mean. I don't know what the word is.
No, you gotta say that it's a saying. Yeah, it should be fearful. And when others are fearful, you should be
Greedy.
That's it. So if you take that logic, man are being greedy in gold, bro. Man are just pushing it up and up and up and up and up. Man are being greedy. Be fearful, bro. Be fearful that bubble might burst. Yeah, and when everyone's fearful, when crypto was in the shit, when everyone was like, crypto's going to hell, nobody cares about Bitcoin, it's nonsense, blah, 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 blah. The guys who were the most savvy, who were the most aggressive, said, you know what? This is a good opportunity over here. When man are saying crypto's absolute dog mess. Yeah, in fact, let me go back even further than that. They said, this is an opportunity that we can make some money. Because everybody else thinks that these cryptocurrencies are going to nothing. Cool. Let's run the opposite way. Let's go against what the crowd says. Yeah. So when the market was coming down here and we saw, my crypto's gone to hell. There was somebody out there in the world who started buying, who bought. Look, December 2022, there's somebody out here said, you know what, I'm buying this. Why would they buy it? Look at it from even a technical perspective. Came to a previous battlefield. The previous battlefield was here, look. Sitting on a previous battlefield. Maybe that was somebody's technicals, but they was brave enough to say, you know what, screw it. I believe in Bitcoin. I'm buying here. And if they did that, there'd be quids in right now because Bitcoin was all the way down here at 15,000 and currently today or previously got up to 75,000. What is that? 500%? Yeah? And that's really what it is. And that's, I said to you, the same principle we can apply in US 30 and gold. All right? Any other questions, guys, before I wish you having an absolutely amazing day and for me to put on something that we can maybe learn something on YouTube, in the school of YouTube? I'm going to play an interview by Riz. Let me just